Hey guys, what's going on? This is Ed from VinylAlbumCovers.com, and welcome back to Slept On. You know what we do here in these parts, don't you? We talk about songs from incredible artists that you might have missed. Um, Now, for anybody that has any idea about me, I have two favorite singers, two favorite all-time singers. Um, the first, and this is not in order, but my number two, this will be in order. My number two favorite singer is Louis Price, who used to sing with the Temptations for a little while during their least successful period, ironically enough. But he helped them to make their best record, in my opinion, Here to Tempt You. I think that's as good as the Temptations ever got. Come for me if you must, but you know, everybody's got an opinion, right? That's just my opinion. And frankly, Bareback, the record that followed it, wasn't terrible either. In fact, it's a great record. Both of those Atlantic records are great. And they actually started making a third Atlantic record that, I remember there was a duet with Shaka Khan called Keep Me, which is just fantastic. But the record never came out. They got dropped by Atlantic. Anyway, so Louis Price is my second favorite vocalist of all time. And my very first favorite vocalist of all time is Donny Hathaway. Donny Hathaway, for me, is as good as it ever gets. He has just the most incredible phrasing. I love his vibrato. His pitch is just never fails him. Just what an incredible singer. But we need to make something very, very clear here. And honestly, like if this channel or if these video casts had an overriding purpose, it's to make sure that whoever views these understands just exactly who these artists were. You know what I mean? Like when most people think of Donny Hathaway, they think of Roberta Flack's duet partner. That's how they view him. And he was so much more than that. That's not even half of what he was really capable of. I mean, Donny was an incredible arranger. I mean, he began, before he ever got signed to Atlantic Records, or to Atco more specifically, he began as an arranger. He was an arranger and player for all kinds of different groups. Center Stage is one of them. They weren't very successful, but he basically arranged everything they ever did. And you haven't lived until you've heard their version of Are You There, which was written by Burt Bacharach. I'm sure you can find it on YouTube, and it's just incredible. If you haven't heard it, you should hear it. But then there's also, just the stuff that he did with King Curtis, the stuff he did on the Curtom label, all the arranging and playing he did for them, for Aretha Franklin. He played for Aretha Franklin, for crying out loud. As good a player as she was, he played for her. So just incredible arranger, incredible musician. He was just beginning to figure out who he really was before we could get any more from him, which is unfortunate. But he just had, his interests in music were so varied, and he was so schooled as a musician. There's an interview that you can find on These Songs for You Live, which is a live record. He mentioned that he took orchestral conducting with Yusef Lateef, and he'd gone to school. He went to Howard, Howard University, which is great for music. Just over here in DC, where I am, in fact. Roberta did too. Roberta Flack graduated from the same school. So he was an incredibly schooled musician, just like she is. And he knew what he was doing as a musician. He wasn't just a singer. He was so much more than that. And if this particular video cast serves no other purpose, it is to serve the purpose that he was an absolutely incredible musician, an incredible songwriter too. And I want to touch on one of his songs. It came from the 1971 album Donny Hathaway. which was the second album that we got from him, the second studio album of 3 that were released during his lifetime. And there's a song that appears at the very end of the album. In fact, I'm going to look and see exactly where it is. It's the 8th track of 9 on the original album. Rhino has put out an expanded version that has a couple of other things on it that are noteworthy, to be sure. But the original album, there was only 9 tracks on it. And this was the 8th of 9 tracks. And it was written by Donny Hathaway, and Nadine McKinnor wrote the lyric. She would write another really important song for him later that continues to last to this day. I'm sure you know what it is. She actually had a job as a secretary at one point, and then once she wrote that other song, she could effectively quit the job. But she wrote the lyric for this song, and the song, as you can see from the thumbnail, the song is called "Take a Love Song." It's an absolutely gorgeous, almost confessional song. From him, and he produced it himself. It's the only thing on the album he produced himself. Most of it was done by Jerry Wexler, who's a legendary producer, and Arif Mardin, another legendary producer. But this is one he did all by himself. He produced it himself, he arranged it himself, he sang it himself, he played the keys on it himself. And there's a lot going on. I mean, with regard to this arrangement, like never a dull moment. So let's talk a little bit about who's on this genius song. Like these were, to say the very least, this is like the A crop of players, right? So we're talking, let me look this up here. And it's interesting, most of the musicians that are listed in personnel here, I'm looking at Wikipedia if you're curious. But they appear on the first 7 tracks, and then they also appear on the last one. But it's not all the same players on the 8th track. It's interesting. So you get Phil Upchurch on bass. You get Morris Jennings on drums. Gosh, you can't do much better than that. You've even got Steve Novosel playing additional bass guitar, which is kind of interesting. So you've got a couple of different basses going on, which is very Donny Hathaway to do that. And you've got Ivory Stone and Lillian Tynes on background vocals. Lillian Tynes you might know because she would end up marrying and singing backup for Phil Perry. And she did just the ridiculous stuff on If Only You Knew. If you're curious, go listen to If Only You Knew by Phil Perry, which to me is the definitive version of that song. It's even better than Patty's. Yeah, I said it. Let's see, what else? He did all the string and the horn and choral arrangements. He did all that stuff himself. So those are all the musicians really that appear on the album. It's not that involved. I get the feeling that the girls were overdubbed to make them sound a little bit bigger. But at any rate, so we've now set the stage for this song. So we should probably hear it, shouldn't we? I think we should hear it. I'm always in the mood to hear it. I can be dog tired and I'll listen to this song and just love it. So anyway, here it comes in 3, 2, 1. Let's listen. Take a love. It should be pointed out that most of this song is in 3. It's practically a waltz. Interesting, isn't it? Take a warm smile. That vocal, goodness. He had such a natural tone. And take all the love I have just for you. His vibrato was just effortless. And you'll find that it helps dreams come true. Just in and out of his head voice like it's nothing. Just for you and me too. Head voice. Take a glad dream and build. Love the chord changes.
a strong heart and use it. Take the best of life's gifts, and you'll see when you do how the rest of the goodness in life,
I don't know what to say. It's just beautiful.
finds its own way to you.
The treatment of the strings is so unusual too. And the horns. They're all over here. The horns are here.
Take a love song and sing it, yeah.
That's a Donnyism. I will not try it. So the volume swell.
The best of life's gifts, and you'll see
I could do his head for a second.
when you do
Just a master.
how the rest
Yeah, the strings are just here
of
too.
the goodness in
Odd
life
mix.
finds its own way to you.
It's well recorded though. Good separation.
Take a love song and sing it everywhere. Let it feel
Almost operatic
the
back there.
air.
Warm smile.
Take a warm smile and wear it. You got to wear it.
Building with intensity. Just a little bit each time.
Take a glad dream and build it to the sky. Never, never lose it.
Just pure tone. Pure tone. The playing. The
Take a
piano
strong
playing.
heart,
He's just getting it back there.
use it till the day you die.
Sad line.
Take a love song. Hey, a love song and sing it.
It's interesting too if you listen to him sing the word it. He doesn't sing it, he sings et. He opens his mouth to really get that out. Good singing. Great singing, of course. It's Donny Hathaway. Beautiful song, right? You can't hate on it. It's just absolutely gorgeous. I've always loved that song from the moment I heard it many, many years ago until now. It's just, yeah, I mean, it's... Other than Someday We'll All Be Free, it's his best original. And unfortunately, you know, the truth is there aren't that many originals lying around. He hasn't had that many originals. I mean, this record in particular, the Donny Hathaway album, this is the original on the album. Everything else is a cover of something. And I mean, there's nothing wrong with that because he, you know, when he did A Song for You and Giving Up, like he found something new in each one of those songs. And in fact, you know, when people are covering either of those songs, but specifically when they cover A Song for You, they're covering his version of it. And Carpenters did a version of it too, right around the same time. I think it was like a year later that they did theirs. But nobody covers their version of it. You know, they cover, as good as it is, they don't cover Carpenter's version of it. They cover Donny's, you know, with the piano interlude and the whole nine. They do it his way. They don't do it the way Carpenters did it, or anybody else for that matter. Like literally any other version of Song for You hear is a cover, a rearrangement of his arrangement. But just an amazing song, and I just had to share that with you. So yeah, Take a Love Song from the Donny Hathaway record released in 1971 on Atco. All the streamers still have it. You can even find the expanded edition CDs on Amazon and elsewhere. So thank you so much for watching again. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoy the new format. I know I'm enjoying it, just getting to kind of listen to it with you. If you liked the video, tell me you did. Hit the like button. If you didn't like it, dislike it. You are free to do so, but at least tell me why you didn't like it so I can make things better for you. But stay tuned. There's more coming. There's always more episodes of Slept On, and there's something else really special coming for the website too soon. Again, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope these are doing something for you. I hope you're enjoying them, and stay tuned for the next one. But until we get to it, keep listening to great music.